And now to the prestige cuvée, to the top cuvée, to the vintage cuvée by Drappier. We're tasting Grande Sendrée 2008. So Grande Sendrée is actually a single vineyard champagne wine. It's also vintage, so it's only made from grapes from that particular vintage. 2008 here. 2008 is considered one of the top vintage of the years 2000 in Champagne. The cuvée took its name from this block that got covered in ashes, covered in cinders during a huge fire in Urville that destroyed the whole town of Urville during the 19th century. Grande Sendrée came from that vineyard that got covered in ashes at the time. So single vineyard, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir blended together. Oh, this one didn't pop by itself. About 35% of the wines for the Grande Sendrée were aged and matured in oak barrels for about 9 months to round up the body, to give more depth to the blend. A very shiny, quite bright lemon yellow color for a 10-year-old champagne. I was expecting deeper, more amber color, but it is still very, very bright. This wine has spent 7 years lying down sur latte on its lees in the bottles. Most certainly, straight away from the nose, we are dealing here with a much deeper, much denser aromatic profile. There is a lot more complexity, some beeswax, it's a little waxy. There are a lot of white flowers, elderflower, some lilies, touches of lemon confit, a heap of hazelnut and blonde caramel. A complex, evolved nose. The palate is the true revelation in this Grande Sendrée. You get the opulence and the body, the coating element of the Pinot Noir, much like the other two wines, but you can definitely tell the Chardonnay targeted a more focused acidity on the palate. The spectrum, the amplitude of flavors is phenomenal. From a wealth of very fruity flavors, grapefruit, lemon, stone fruits, pear, green apple, a lot of vibrancy from the fruit character, to more wax, honey, white flowers, sweet spices, nutmeg. It is also a very dry wine, but it has a lot of savory elements to it, and there's a lot of length, a lot going on the background, always with a very, very driven focus of the acidity. A very complex and opulent, almost ashy, yeah, maybe you can taste the ashes or an ashy element, a ashy character to this wine. So a wine with a lot of character, a lot of breadth, a lot of length, a lot of complexity, a lot to discover. This is the type of champagne wine that you want to spend minutes and minutes and minutes tasting and retasting, and every sip, every new sip gives you new flavors, new aromas, new discoveries. A very complex, enjoyable, driven wine. So certainly the Grande Sendrée brings in much more concentration, a wine, a champagne wine for connoisseurs, a little bit harder to appreciate because you have to go into the minerality, into the ashy character, into the salivating feel, into the length of the wine to appreciate it. But if you do go and dig and spend the time analyzing the wine and enjoying and discussing and flattering the wine, you will enjoy Grande Sendrée deeply. Grande Sendrée retails at around $100, $110 in the US. For that amount of money, you're getting more than 3 times the Carte d'Or in a way, because the flavors, the complexity is packed up into the bottle and there is a lot of length to it. Grande Sendrée 2008 is a winner of a champagne.